Self-branding is a philosophy that helps people identify their inner motivations and use those to maximize their impact on the lives around them. I'd like to introduce you to Bethany Pollock, a student of the course who was able to take these teachings and apply them to her career. Recently, I sat down with Bethany to hear her story. Let's take a look. Hi, Bethany.
Hi.
Thank you for taking time to sit down and talk with us and about your story. I think it's a very wonderful story, and I hope to have you share that with other people to help them see how branding has helped you.
Absolutely. You're very welcome.
So one of the first questions I had, when was the first time you were kind of introduced to the concepts of self-branding?
If I remember correctly, it was back in 2011, I believe. It was around Christmas time. I was in a team called the Regional Coordinators in America's Marketing here at NI, and you came in and gave your Pillars of Self-Branding talk at an offsite for my team. And it's a lot of really good information that I had never really thought about before.
Okay, so back 2011. So how would you say you were satisfied in your career, or were you satisfied in your career at that time?
I was. At that point, I had been in that particular job for about a year, and I was happy. I liked what I did. However, that particular position had a very defined expiration date, meaning that it was really like a 2 to 3 year position, and I knew that, not that I would be like fired or anything, but that one day I would need to find something else. So I liked what I was doing, but I knew that I needed to start looking for other things.
Okay. Had you given any thought to what you'd be doing next before then?
Yeah, at that point I had already gotten involved in recruiting, and I knew that I really wanted to do something around recruiting interns, recruiting full-time employees, and maybe go into human resources.
Okay. So how did the class's material help you prepare to make those kind of changes?
You know, I never really heard much about branding before. Like I said, I was very new in my career and just come straight from out of school. And I had never thought about what my brand was. I honestly didn't even know that people had brands, that companies had brands.
Okay.
And I think your class helped me think about what my brand at that time was and what I wanted my brand to be.
Okay. So now that you have this knowledge of you have a personal brand, what kind of goals were you able to set and eventually reach with this information?
Yeah, I had to do a little bit of self-searching. I had an idea that I wanted to go into HR, but as far as goals, I knew that I needed to find a mentor because I was making quite a big jump from marketing to HR. And so again, I thought about what do I want to be putting off?
Right.
What kind of energy, what kind of brand do I want to show people? And who exactly is it that I need to get in front of?
Okay.
That was goal number one. So identifying a mentor, maybe do some shadowing with that person and really figure out if moving to HR was the right move for me.
Okay. So you mentioned a mentor. Can you tell me more about how that came about?
Yeah, it worked out beautifully. There was this woman, Jen, who was at the time was the intern program manager.
Okay.
And she, similar to me, had been in marketing, and she moved to HR 2 or 3 years previously. And so it worked out really well to talk to her about making that move, what she liked about HR, and I actually got to work with her very closely and pick up some projects with her.
Oh, nice. Yeah. So you kind of found someone, now that you knew where you wanted to go, you found someone who did something similar to...
Yeah, and she kind of took me under my wing and showed me a lot of stuff, and I got to, like I said, do a lot of projects with her, and it really helped me identify and validate that, yes, this is what I wanted to do.
Okay, so you've gone from marketing, now you're in HR.
I am.
How would you say, are you happy?
I am. It's been 7 months,
okay.
So it's still very new, but I love it. I'm very happy I made the move. Something different about the job that I'm in is I am in front of a lot of people now, and so I have to be aware of my brand almost on a daily basis. And it's constantly evolving as I learn more and more about my job and what it is exactly that I do. I do have to add to my brand quite a bit, actually.
Okay, speaking of, well, how do you plan to grow yourself next?
That's an excellent question. I think when you move into a new job, it's just natural to already think about, okay, where do I go from here? Granted, I do feel like I'll be in this role for a few years, but I'm already looking down the line of what's next. And I think moving into something a little more general in HR, maybe being like a generalist for one of the bigger organizations.
Right.
So maybe, moving into our ELP organization and be a rep for ELP. But as far as growth, I have a lot to learn still. So
Absolutely.
I've been going to several classes, kind of like furthering my education about HR and what it means to manage people and what it means to actually be an HR representative.
So would you say you feel like you're able to make more efficient decisions in what you need to study next and what you'll need to know to get to where you're trying to go?
Yeah, so I started off very simple. I went to some classes about efficient college recruiting. And so I've learned more about that, and now I've been going to like superior employee development classes. I just went to how to have a difficult conversation class. So although my role has started more in the recruiting realm, I'm like kind of slowly making my way into more like employee relations type stuff.
Which is going to be important for you.
Yes, very important.
That's wonderful. Well, I'm very happy for you.
Thank you.
I wish you the best. And if there's anything else we can do to help you out, just let us know.
I appreciate it, Larry.
Thank you, Bethany.